All right, Coach, how excited are you about another year of Berwick Panther football?
Extremely excited. This year kind of presents a little bit different of a challenge. Our numbers were down in our program at the end of summer, so we kind of had to recruit the hallways a little bit at the beginning of the school year. But we got our numbers up, not quite where we want to be, but some of the guys that have come out, they're intriguing. They're giving us people to coach, and so we're excited about the challenge.
Yeah, so how many players you probably have on you?
Well, at the end of summer we had 23, which was like, who? That was kind of concerning. Right now we're at 40, so it's not quite where we want it to be, but it's definitely better than it was.
But out of those 40, you probably have some diamonds in the rough along there. Some players who've really stepped up. So how great is it to see the players who are here, still contributing and playing for Berwick like that?
Well, and that's the guys that are back. Most of them have played. Most of the upperclassmen have played. The juniors, sophomores, and freshmen haven't really played. The last week after the scrimmage, I made everybody raise their hand if it was their first time playing varsity football, and most of them, raised their hand. So we have a young group, which bodes well for the future. It's going to kind of be just getting together through this year, working through some growing pains, but I think we have a chance to be successful.
Yeah. And just talk about with that said, you're building for the future, but I know y'all want to win games here this year. What's it going to take, whenever you step on the field on Friday nights this fall to win games? What's some things you're going to be, what's some of your expectations that you want to see your kids accomplish?
Well, I think number one, our style of offense, we have to be able to run the ball. We're spread, but we want to run the ball, play action pass, do the RPO stuff like everybody else is doing. But it all starts with us being able to run the ball and control the line of scrimmage up front. I think if we can do that, we'll have a chance to be successful on offense. I think on defense, it's going to be, can we stop the run and can we tackle, not give up the big plays. Most of the guys that we have coming back are in the secondary, so I think not giving up the big plays in the pass will be okay. But it's gonna be, can we fit the run? Can we stop the run? And can we tackle when we're supposed to tackle?
Mm-hmm. You mentioned some of those key players. Can you call a couple out by name? Some of the key players that you are really relying on, players who've been here the last 3 years that have really earned your trust, I guess.
So our running back, his name is Maddox Sampe. He's a senior. He wasn't the full-time running back last year. Towards the end of the year, he got most of the carries, but he's back. Our quarterback is new, but obviously in any football team, the quarterback's going to be one of the most important players. His name is Vincent Doman. He's a senior. Up front, we have 2 returning starters. Our center is Caden Leonard. He's a junior, but he's been starting since he was a freshman. And our left tackle is Aiden LeCompte. He's a returning starter as well for multiple years. Like I said, our numbers are kind of down, so we have a lot of guys that play both ways. Maddox will play some safety. Caden Leonard will play D-line. Aiden will play linebacker. A guy that's kind of come on strong for us this offseason is a guy that's named Leif Bella. He's been a multi-year starter at safety, but we kind of switched him to more of an outside linebacker type. So he's been taking that well, and he's been getting reps at running back and fullback for us. So, he's done a really good job of taking on those new roles. Another guy, Carter Dupuy, was a starter for us last year at receiver and corner. He's back. So we have some weapons. We have some guys that we think can make plays. It's our challenge to try to put them in the best spot.
Mm-hmm. And I know you have a good coaching staff. I know you put a lot of hard work. So it's more about the teaching part of it instead of just going out and saying, "Oh, you got to win this amount of games." Let's just take it day by day.
Right? And that's what we've been focused on. I tell them all the time, I'm a big Nick Saban fan, and Nick Saban always talks about the process. It's not about the results. It's about getting ready for the results. The results may or may not happen, and that can't change how we prepare. And our kids do a good job of following the lead of the coaches. The coaches, I mean, you know how it is. We work long hours. We're trying to put those kids in the best possible situation. And so, our staff is they do a great job of making sure our kids are prepared.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at your schedule, obviously, it's another difficult one, right? The district team.
Our district is probably one of the best districts, and we lost 2 really good teams with Edie White and Lutcher, and I think our district is still, Donisville, St. James. They're always talented teams. Us in Patterson are always fighting to be competitive. Our non-district, we got Morgan City week 1. We have Kaplan week 2, Franklin week 3, Hanson week 4, Thrive week 5, CCA week 6, who came out of nowhere last year and was really good. I think they'll be really good again. And then we have ERATH week 7 before we get ready to go to the district. So it's a tough schedule. Hopefully we can, be competitive and steal some wins and give ourselves a chance to get back into the playoffs.
And it starts this week, the Jamboree. You got Centerville at the Morgan City football Jamboree with the UNC this week. I know you want to keep your kids healthy and stuff, but what's the main things you're going to be looking for as y'all prepare for week 1?
I want to see some improvement from the scrimmage. We scrimmaged Jeanerette, which also is a really good football team. They have athletes all over the field, and I thought we did a pretty good job at some things. We didn't do enough good things to make it truly competitive, but we did some good things. So I want to kind of build on those. I want to see our tackling improve. Anytime early in the year, tackling is always going to be a little rough. I want to see our tackling improve and protect the football a little bit more on offense.
Great there. I also want to ask you a letter question here. Obviously, this summer, the LHSAA released a press release that said all the schools without any kind of sanctions the past school year. Berwick was one of those schools. Just talk about how much pride y'all put into this program. Like you say, I know it's a small, program here, but y'all have had success in a lot of sports over the years. Won state championships in baseball, softball, and so on. How much pride do you put in? I know you're the athletic director, so how much pride do you put in accomplishments like that, recognitions like that from the state?
Well, and in the post, I gave my principal a hard time. He said, "Hey, go take a picture next to it." I said, "Yeah, but it's really a thing for all our coaches. We wouldn't have been able to do that if our coaches don't do a good job of getting all the paperwork and everything back to me, so I can check it and get it all filed away." But we're extremely proud of all of our programs. As you mentioned, baseball, softball, even our track program has won some championships. So we try to celebrate those when we can, and we try to work at the ones that aren't quite on that same level. And it really is a school-wide thing where everybody supports each other. And so I think if we can continue to have success, I think football can be a successful program as well.
Great deal. And I know you have great fans here, great loyal fans here in Berwick. They're going to support you guys either way, win or loss. Right?
No matter what, that's kind of always the joke, is that no matter what our record is, the home side is going to be packed, and it has been for as long as I've been here.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Coach. We'll definitely follow along with you guys throughout the year, and go Panthers, right?
Go Panthers. Thank you for coming.
All right.